Welcome to Classic Game Room, where it's Star Wars week, and what better way to kick it off than by reviewing Star Wars Battlefront on the PlayStation 2, one of my favorite Star Wars games. What do you think, Darth?
I am Jar Jar's father.
What? Seriously? I don't see the resemblance. Somebody give me the keys! I'm taking the AT-AT for a test drive in Star Wars Battlefront from 2004. Oh, Tauntauns, you're like the rats of the future. What a great game, Star Wars Battlefront. This is like virtually playing with your Star Wars figures and vehicles. One of the many reasons it's just so damned awesome. It's a pretty simple concept, a third-person or first-person shooter where you run around and capture checkpoints and blow up the enemy forces until you eventually win. It's the ultimate party game that can also be enjoyed by yourself. Star Wars Battlefront is incredibly fun. Whether you're good at these games or terrible, it's a good time to run around as a stormtrooper and try to get stepped on by the AT-AT, only to find out that it won't really crush you. Kinda disappointing. Well then, let's just capture this checkpoint. Oh, a pesky rebel is preventing me from doing so. We'll just get rid of him and sacrifice a stormtrooper while I'm at it. Victory! What makes Star Wars Battlefront so much fun? It's playable with solid controls. You can play as a wide variety of Star Wars characters, new and old, and jump into a lot of different vehicles like the AT-AT or speeder bikes. Battlefront makes good use of the Star Wars music and sound effects, as well as providing terrific level design. And there's a lot of different ways to enjoy the game, with a galactic conquest mode, straight-up multiplayer, or the historical campaign.
We've captured a command post.
It's approachable and one of the most popular series of Star Wars games that I can think of, yet they only made 2 of them. Seriously, they should be up to number 17 by now. Because Battlefront never gets old. There's no right or wrong way to play this game. You just jump in and do whatever you want. You can try to play seriously or just run around like a jackass. The choice is yours. You can jump into just about anything from Star Wars and start shooting stuff. It really is like playing with Star Wars figures all over again. Oh no, the Empire lost the AT-AT. Now they'll have to go back to Toys R Us and buy another one. The games are all relatively short and fun whether you win or lose, and you're rewarded with some entertaining statistics at the end. If you've never played Star Wars Battlefront, I'm going to recommend that you do, but let me try to explain a few things. There's numbers on top of the screen that indicate how many troops you have left on your team. And capturing checkpoints tilts the game in your favor by eliminating the number of spawn points your enemies have. Your basic objective is to blow up all of your opponents. And as far as shooters go, it's relatively forgiving, but that totally fits the style of Battlefront. Back in the day when the PlayStation 2 version was online, there were lots of people playing it, and it was a really good time. A lot less intense than most of these shooters these days. Battlefront is a relatively casual game that lets you choose a variety of troops on the fly, like stormtroopers or Wookiees. And it also plays well on the PlayStation 2, easily one of my favorite PS2 releases. This is also available on the Xbox and PC. Sadly, like the X-Wing series and Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Battlefront was ended before its time. Fortunately, they did make a second one with major improvements like better flying and even more stuff. So really, the series could go on indefinitely, because I want to play as the Gonk droid with a flamethrower driving the giant Jawa tank over Jar Jar.
They're reinforcing reinforcements are being depleted. We've captured a command post.
Is that too much to ask? How about IG-88 with a grudge against Jar Jar? How about the remote-controlled boxes that just drive around the Death Star hallways versus Jar Jar? Fortunately, you can pick up a used copy easily these days, and the game only gets better with Battlefront 2, which will get its own review here during Star Wars Week on Classic Game Room. Now that Disney owns the franchise, I think we can certainly expect more Star Wars games. And while our favorite space opera is known for having some real winners and some real duds, Star Wars Battlefront is undeniably, totally Lando, and belongs in every Star Wars fans game collection.
We lost the command post. We've lost the command post. Enemy force.